Manchester United and their manager Erik ten Hag, because they have confirmed after 2.5 weeks of Ineos doing an end-of-season review that they're going to be keeping this manager. And according to all the reports, they're saying that ten Hag and the club are also in talks over an extension, because we all know that his deal runs out after this upcoming season. United fans, I need you guys to get in the chat and let me know, how are you guys feeling about Erik ten Hag staying? I don't take many L's, right? I'm usually right. When I speak, it's usually written in stone. But I gotta admit, I took a huge L here. I was so certain that ten Hag was gonna get sacked. Because when I looked at how things have gone for Manchester United over the last 2 years, it didn't really look that good. I don't know about you guys, but I watch a lot of Man United, unfortunately, because I do watch-alongs, and I also got to know what's going on so that when I'm making these videos, I know what to say. And boy, what I've been seeing since ten Hag has been there has been awful. Like, watching Man United games feels like a punishment. It's like I don't want to do it. And if I look at all the bad decisions and all the bad results, all the negative records that he's broken, I'm just baffled that this is the conclusion that Ineos have come to. And I guess it probably wouldn't be that bad, in my opinion, to keep ten Hag for 1 year if you want to say that the manager market isn't that good, right? I hear a lot of people run with that narrative. And that's fine, right? I get it, right? There's like no real proven big name managers out there, right? Like, you're not getting a Carlo or anybody on that level right now. So if that's why they kept ten Hag, then I can kind of hear it. But the issue that I have is the contract extension. That is what's getting to me. That's what I don't understand. Why would you extend his contract? Why not wait to see how he does this season before you look to do that? Because, I mean, let's be honest. I don't really think ten Hag is a hot manager in terms of a lot of clubs are looking to bring him in. I don't really think that many teams are monitoring ten Hag's contract situation. But, man, crazy decision. And they just dropped this out of nowhere. David Ornstein with a big alert. I was doing some work, and I was like, whoa, because I already had the stream set up. And I'm like, bro, this has got to be the first thing that we talk about. And to ten Hag's defense, the only things that he's done for Man United that I think is good is he's won those 2 trophies. Carabao Cup his first season, FA Cup this last season. But at the end of the day, when you're Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, it's not been good enough. They're just coming off of arguably the worst Premier League season that they've ever had. They were awful this year. They were getting outplayed every single game. Ten Hag has spent more than 400 million on bums. And I think that he should have been sacked after he said he cannot play his style of football. Like, what do you mean you can't play how you played at Ajax? That's why you were brought in. Man United didn't bring you in to experiment. Manchester United brought you in off the back of what you did for Ajax. And the fact that he said he's not going to play the Ajax way because he can't do it after he bought Antony from Ajax for damn near 80 million. You bought Onana, who's a former Ajax player. You brought in Lisandro Martinez from Ajax. What do you mean? There's managers who are implementing their style of play with less. Look at Oliver Glasgow at Crystal Palace. He's only been there since, February? And look at how they were playing after he came in. Cooking champagne football. They went from Roy Hodgson to Oliver Glasgow. But I'm supposed to believe that Erik ten Hag, with that big war chest that he was given, can't do better than this? Nobody's saying that you got to go win the Prem. But brother, we expect better results. We expect Man United to not be outplayed every single game, even when they're going against teams that are in the bottom half of the table. Let's not forget Champions League. Didn't get out the group. Finished last. in a group that had Copenhagen. No, not Copenhagen. Had Galatasaray, and then it had some team that was low like a Copenhagen. It's unacceptable. What I think happened was United wanted to sack this manager. I truly believe Ineos wanted him gone. And all the reports that broke a few days ago, Thomas Tuchel, he met with Jim Ratcliffe in Monaco, and they weren't able to come to an agreement. So I think Ineos looked, but I think that they were rejected. I think the new model that they're trying to implement, maybe the managers that they were looking at aren't really going for that. Maybe they're not interested in just being a head coach, right? Not really having a say in transfers, having to deal with all the other things that might come with this rebuild. So Tuchel clearly rejected them. Some people were talking about De Zerbi. An unnamed team paid his release clause at Brighton. We all speculated that was Manchester United. Clearly it wasn't. I don't know what the hell to believe. I mean, it's actually crazy when you think about it. But look, man, United fans, yeah, it's not looking good. Ineos, you're not off to a great start. There's going to be some people who are going to be happy, but I think a majority of people are not going to be really pleased with this news. And I was backing Ineos. I thought that they would do the right thing. I thought that they would make the decision that they needed to, which was to sack this manager. That FA Cup win over Man City, I think, really helped him keep his job. I think if he would have lost that, he would have gotten sacked. But my thing is, why did you wait 2.5 weeks to announce this? You might as well just announce this after he won the FA Cup, when everybody was celebrating, when the morale was super high. But I just don't believe in Ten Hag at all. Like, I'm trying to look. He won 2 trophies in 2 years. That's very important, right? That's something that a lot of people are kind of just glossing over. But at least that is the least he could have done. If you're gonna play this bad, if you're not gonna get out the Champions League group stage, if you're gonna finish 8th, if you're gonna spend $60 million on Mason Mount, who only had 1 year left on his contract, if you're gonna go sign Rasmus Højlund, go sign Anthony, Onana, players who don't really look like they're gonna work out, the least you could do is win 2 trophies. So, I'll give him credit for that. But, wow, I did not see this news coming. And I guess, you know what? Maybe we should have saw it coming, though, because of how long it took for them to come to this decision. Now, all eyes are going to be on Ineos. What are they going to do this summer? You kept your manager. So now this is your manager. Once you give him an extension, this is officially their manager. Because usually what happens is when new ownership comes in, they usually sack everybody because they want to bring in their own people. But by giving Ten Hag an extension, if that does happen, that means that you back him. That means that this is now your guy. So now everybody's going to want to know, what are Ineos going to do in the summer market? You got to go out there and you got to get rid of a lot of the deadwood and you got to bring in some good players. You're Manchester United. There's no excuses now. Ten Hag's not going to have anywhere to hide next season. So, look, a lot of fans aren't going to be happy, Ineos. And the best way to get fans on side, especially during the offseason in the summer, is by bringing them some shiny new toys. Olise, right? Ivan Toney, Lenny Yoro. Obviously, you might not get all 3 of those. I'm just throwing out some names of players that would get the fans maybe more so back on side. But I don't really think much is going to change. I think the expectations for United, when you're the biggest club in England, because that's what they are, they're arguably the biggest club in the world, by the way. The expectations has to be winning trophies. He's delivered that in his first 2 seasons. I think next season, he has to come at minimum top 5. You got to have a deep run in the Carabao Cup, a deep run in the FA Cup, and I think that you have to win the Europa League. That should be the expectations for Ten Hag next season. I don't know if you guys agree. Let me know in the comment section. I think that's pretty fair. But the style of play has to get better. Ten Hag has to figure something out because you cannot go into this upcoming season playing the same way that you did last. It's not good enough. And I know that United had a lot of injuries, but everybody has injuries. It shouldn't affect you that much to where you look that shit. But, man, crazy, crazy, crazy. Ineos have made their first real big move as the new owners. So, yeah, let's see what happens this summer, because I know that their whole model is switching up, right? Ineos, Ten Hag, before Ineos came in, he had like full say on transfers, and he had refusal rights and all that, where he could say no to a player that the club might want. I don't think Ineos are operating like that. So let's see how that works. Because if this guy plays like this with players that he's wanted, I can't imagine how he'll look when he gets players that he maybe didn't want them to sign. I mean, shit, that's actually crazy when I think about it. Like, that just came off the top of my head. But yeah, man, let me know in the comment section, though, how do you guys feel about Erik Ten Hag staying? I will put my hands up and say I will hold the L. I was wrong. I was so confident that this guy was out of here. So the fact that he ended up staying is just crazy to me. I just don't understand it. De Zerbi was right there. Who the hell paid De Zerbi's release clause for him to leave Brighton? I don't get it. Jeez, man. United get outplayed every week, getting battered. Look at all the money that he spent, and they still look this awful. Mason Mount, Anthony, Onana, playing Megan Rapinoe every week, giving Anthony a run out. That's Amad Diallo's Man United career done. Ten Hag don't rate technical players, except for Kobe Mainoo, and I feel like he has to play Mainoo, because the club would, then they'd probably sack him if Mainoo wasn't getting playtime. But this guy, his style of play is just so bad. I hate it. And when you're a big club like United, I think it's unacceptable to be playing counter-attack football. All that United want to do is sit back, let teams have the ball, defend for like 60% of the game, and then hoof the ball down the field to Garnacho or Rashford. Bro, oh my goodness. Another season of that. But as I said, he's won 2 trophies. I will give him that. Like, that is a very good. Very good. He's more successful than Arteta. I know that Arteta has Arsenal competing for second, but you don't win anything for being second. Ten Hag, 2 trophies in 2 years. Arteta, in 4.5 years, 1 trophy. So, it is what it is, people. But as I said, yeah, look, Amad Diallo's career at United, done. It's over. Sancho's, definitely done. I mean, they already confirmed that. They're going to sell him regardless, the reports are saying. Yeah, man. Let's see what Man United do this summer. As I said, get in the chat and let me know.